Let's think back to a more relaxing time, when the Straw Hat crew was not in conflict with two emperors. To be precise, let's return to the East Blue Saga. In chapter 23, Usopp the Liar made his first appearance in the manga. This dude became a member of the Straw Hat crew after the Syrup Village arc. His defining character trait are his lies. The special thing about them is that his lies come true. In this video I would like to present you all of Usopp's lies that came true in One Piece. But before we start with the video, as always I would like to ask you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. If you do that, there's a chance for a quick shoutout in this section of the video. The three newest subscribers on this channel are Lord Ibrahim 43, Kotko Amatsuki Army 55 and Robin W. Thank you so much for subscribing, and now let's move on to the lies of Usopp. Eiichiro Oda, the author of One Piece, uses Usopp lies as a clever way to incorporate foreshadowings into the plot. A foreshadowing can be a mention or implication or something that is hinted at, and then it gets revealed later on in the plot. For example, Jinbei was mentioned by name in chapter 69, but that character did not make his first appearance until chapter 529. The lies of Usopp were only a figment of Usopp's imagination at the beginning of the story. He told Kaya, his best friend from Syrup Village, all kinds of stories. Neither of them could have guessed that Usopp's lies were actually a glimpse into the future. As mentioned earlier, Usopp made his first appearance in the 23rd manga chapter. As early as that chapter, Usopp asserts one of his lies. Namely, he claims that his village is being attacked by pirates. This is the lie that Usopp has been shouting every morning in his village. The villagers of course never took Usopp seriously, and surprisingly, this first lie of Usopp comes true just 5 chapters later in chapter 28. Because in chapter 28, Captain Black and his former pirate crew attack Syrup Village. With the help of Luffy, Zoro and Nami, Usopp is able to stop the pirates without his village ever knowing about the attack. In chapter 24, Usopp proclaims that he has fought an enormous goldfish whose piles were as big as an island. In the Little Garden arc, Usopp encounters an enormous goldfish which is named Island Eater. This goldfish once ate an entire island and then he pooped it out. The goldfish appears at the end of the Little Garden arc as the Straw Hat crew is about to leave the island. And then our two favorite giants take out the Island Eater by shooting a hole in its gut. In chapter 24, Usopp also claims that he saw a giant mole in Kaya's mansion. He didn't see the giant mole in Kaya's mansion, but he did see it in the Alabasta arc. In chapter 160, Miss Merry Christmas reveals her devil fruit. She, along with Mr. Four, was the opponent of Chopper and Usopp in the Alabasta arc. In chapter 24, Usopp talks about 2 more lies. One of the 2 lies has already come true and the other will come true as the plot progresses. The lie that has already come true is the lie about the land of the dwarves. Usopp claims that a land of dwarves exists. This lie becomes true in chapter 711, because in this chapter we meet the Tontatas and the Tontata Kingdom, a land full of dwarves. This lie is the lie that took the longest to come true. In chapter 24, Usopp talks about the land of the dwarves, and it wasn't until 687 chapters and 15 years later that the dwarves were first shown in One Piece. The final lie from chapter 24, which becomes more and more true as it progresses, is that Usopp becomes a brave warrior of the seas. Indirectly, Usopp has already become a brave warrior of the seas through his adventures with the Straw Hat crew. However, this is his final dream, so I think his dream has yet to come true. Usopp probably won't call himself a brave warrior of the seas until the giants of Elbaf call him that. Usopp's next lie is shown in chapter 40. In this chapter, the Usopp pirate crew is broken up and we get a brief flashback of some of the adventures of this pirate crew. In this, Usopp pretends that he was being chased by a Cerberus. Little did he know that on the Thriller arc he would really encounter a Cerberus. Oda uses this little spectacle from a very short flashback of the Usopp pirate crew to make one of Usopp's lies come true. The next lie also takes place in chapter 40. Similar to the Cerberus lie, this lie is also shown in the flashback of the Usopp pirate crew. In this scene, Usopp is playing with a lizard and pretending that the lizard is a dragon. The Straw Hat crew has seen a dragon before Kaido. I'm not counting the anime filler episode here, which also featured a dragon. This dragon is not canon in the manga. The dragon I'm talking about appears on Punk Hazard. To be exact, in chapter 655. This dragon is cut up by Zoro. Again, a brief moment from the flashback from chapter 40 becomes a true incident in the manga. In chapter 115, we learn from another lie from Usopp. Usopp claims that Luffy's bounty of 30 million berry is actually his bounty. Ironically, Usopp as Zoge King gets his own first bounty of 30 million berry in chapter 435. Thus, this lie of Usopp became true as well. In chapter 133, during the drum arc, Usopp mentions snow monsters. He's afraid of being attacked by them. On Punk Hazard, start, we learn about the Yeti Cool Brothers, who fit Usopp's definition of snow monsters. They're huge and they are modeled after the Yeti, a fictional snow monster. The Yeti Cool Brothers are assassins who worked under Caesar. They are giants and even have names that are not mentioned in the manga. One of them is called Rock and the other one is called Scotch. Both of them are named after alcoholic beverages. In the Thriller Bark arc in chapter 458, Usopp claims that a beautiful sword woman has appeared with meat. Of course, Usopp only uses this fantasy to wake up Luffy, Zoro and Sanji. However, this lie of Usopp has also come true in the story. In the Dressrosa arc in chapter 720, a beautiful swordswoman brings Luffy meat. I'm talking about Rebecca, the daughter of Kairos and the granddaughter of King Riku. Once again, a gag by Usopp becomes a character or plot element in One Piece. Now let's talk about some lies of Usopp that still need to become true in the story. In chapter 72, Usopp tells one of his most famous lies. He claims that he has an army of 8,000 people. Currently, there are also some members in the community who believe that this lie has already come true. On Dressrosa, Usopp becomes a god after he helps the toys regain their true form. This is a matter of debate as to whether this is really an army of 8,000 characters. I actually don't think so. I can well imagine that in Dressrosa around 8,000 characters were turned into toys. However, it doesn't mean that every toy is a member of Usopp's army, aka the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. At the end of this arc, in chapter 800, the Straw Hat Grand Fleet was established. As of this writing, the Straw Hat Grand Fleet has 5,600 members. So it is not yet 8,000 characters, so I would say that this lie has not come true yet. So it's not 8,000, and that's why I think this lie has not yet come true. However, what is not yet true can still become true. After all, Usopp still has a few more chapters to make this lie come true. We can strongly assume that the Straw Hat Fleet will grow as the plot progresses. In the War on Onigashima, without the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, the Ninja Pirate Mink Samurai Alliance has a combined force of 5,400 characters. Together with the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, that would bring the total of 10,000 characters, which is above the 8,000 characters Usopp made up in his lie. Currently, I would not classify this lie of Usopp as true, but it will certainly become true later on in the story. Another lie of Usopp that has yet to come to fruition is a lie he told his mother. We learn in chapter 41 that Usopp's mother has died. Before her death, Usopp told her a lie about a miraculous medicine that can cure all diseases. Chopper, the Straw Hat Crew's doctor, is pursuing this very goal, and probably at the end of the story, this lie of Usopp will also come true. Maybe even Usopp will be the character who will bring Chopper's medicine to the people. After all, we saw in the Wano Kuni arc that Usopp does have the talent to sell products. Of course, this raises the question of how the healthcare system in One Piece is regulated and whether the characters have any health insurance at all, or whether every visit to the doctor will drive a character straight into bankruptcy. And now let's come to Usopp's last lie. Usopp told another lie during the War on Onigashima. With this lie, it's still unclear whether it will come true or not. Big Mom uses the Conqueror's Haki a few times during the war. In the process, some members of the Beast Pirate crew are hit by the Conqueror's Haki. Usopp takes this opportunity and claims that the Conqueror's Haki comes from him. So Usopp claims that Big Mom's Conqueror's Haki is his own. Currently, it is not clear if this lie will come true. Personally, I would wish for it. It would give Usopp the opportunity for another power-up in the story. The Elbaf arc would make a very good choice for this. At the same time, I can understand that Conqueror's Haki shouldn't be available to every character. I have to say, I've been a really big Usopp fan since I was a kid. It's probably because I always lied a lot as a kid. I'm really happy that Oda is using this gimmick about Usopp and his lies as a primary tool for foreshadowing in One Piece. In many other works, a character like Usopp would just be a gag character without much depth. In One Piece, however, a liar is not immediately a liar, but rather a kind of prophet who himself does not yet know that his lies will come true. I'm curious to see if Usopp will give us some more lies that will come true in the further course of the story. Which of Usopp's lies is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. If you like my videos, then check out this video next.